Hi everyone, welcome to another Headphone.ph review. Today we have the Bowers & Wilkins P5 Series 2 headphone. So this gorgeous looking headphone is an on-ear sealed headphone. It's on the little small on-ear side of things. It retails for 16,800 pesos, around $350 if my conversion is correct. And it's the second iteration of the well-loved P5, which came out, I think, around 10 years ago already. This headphone, the small on-ear headphone market is kind of an oddity in that, it's mostly used for watching videos from your phone or watching movies or phone calls and things like that. They're never meant to sound good almost, which I know is odd. But let's find out about this headphone. So the headphone comes with this standard cardboard box, and inside comes the storage case, which is unfortunately not a hard-sided case. It's a good-looking case. You can see it's a quilted cloth case. Now I have to be fair and also point out that for a headphone that is as expensive as this, hard-sided case should be mandatory. But it's a good-looking case. There's not a lot of accessories here. It comes with another set of cable. I believe this one doesn't have any microphone. The one that's plugged in has the standard one-button microphone that you can use for iOS and Android devices. So this is a very attractive looking headphone. I like it's not the conventional look, but it's just attractive. It's made of leather and aluminum. So the pads here are they say it's sheep's leather, but you can immediately say that it's a real leather. Same as with the ear pads here, which are attached magnetically to the housing of the ear cups. This part here is aluminum. It's actually very attractive looking. It's shiny, and it's really something that you can easily notice when holding this headphone. So the cable goes through the left ear cup and is using a 2.5 millimeter jack. So this headphone is fairly comfortable, but I think there's a limitation as to how much you can make on your headphones comfortable. So you can see how it fits my head here. This headphone is an on-ear headphone, so it doesn't have a lot of clamps. So this is not the type of headphone that you can use if you're moving around. It's easily gonna fall off your head. Also, like the other Bowers & Wilkins products that I've reviewed, I find the adjustment to be lacking. Most of my headphones, I don't have to stretch it to its maximum setting, but with this one and with the PX5 that I reviewed a couple of weeks ago, that's something that I have to do, and I feel like I can use an additional adjustment. Isolation is just about average. I think this type of it's a non-ear headphone, but at the same time it's just there's nothing coupling your ears here, so it's gonna be hard to get a good seal, and because of that, you're not really gonna get a lot of isolation, passive noise isolation. So onto the sound. The P5 I've auditioned, and I find that it was many years ago, like 5 years ago, and that one I find to be decent sounding for a small on-ear headphone. So with this version, with this iteration, they made it more bassy. So this is a very dark sounding headphone. I wouldn't even say warm, because warm is usually with upper bass, lower mid-range-ish area. where this one's mid bass and upper bass. So listening to it, you're immediately greeted by this overwhelming bass signature that is quite tight, but because it bleeds almost everywhere, it just affects the music and gives you that really dark presentation to the sound. The mid-range is not recessed, but because there's just a lot of bass here, the bass tends to muddy up the mid-range and like the higher frequencies, giving the boxy like kind of character at times. The treble is very recessed in this headphone. It makes me like listening to like rock. The treble characteristic that I can think of is it's like papery sounding, almost like when you get a small thin piece of paper and you crumple it slightly. That's the kind of character of treble that I'm getting with this one. Soundstage and imaging is not something that this headphone is good at. It's a small on-ear headphone, so there's not going to be a lot here. It's congested and it's just not good. It just doesn't have a lot of positives in that area. So at 16,800 pesos, I find this headphone to be very expensive for the sound that it provides. And I know it's small on ears, which to me is confusing. Like, I don't know if people still buy headphones just for it to be used on a mobile device or for calls and things like that. Yes, this is very compact, but I feel like you're paying a lot of money for a type of headphone like this. It's got good build quality, it's quite stylish and things like that, but the only redeeming quality of this is that it comes with a cable that has a microphone, and the microphone is better sounding than the wireless noise canceling counterparts. So I find it hard to give a recommendation to this headphone because of that. It's your ordinary headphone. It doesn't have any features. The sound is quite inferior. Comfort is not good because it's an on-ear. And 16,800 pesos or $350 is just way too expensive for what you're getting. Interestingly, if you want to do a sidestep from a small on-ear, I reviewed the PX5, which is a noise cancelling on-ear headphone from Bowers and Wilkins as well. I find that to have a better sound quality as a whole. It's also bassy, but it's not as overwhelming as this headphone. There are other headphones as well that are maybe slightly bigger than this one. One thing that comes to mind is the AKG Y50 that I reviewed many years ago. It's not as good looking as this and but it's also not as expensive as this. I think that one costs 5,000 pesos and you get a much better sound. There's also the V-Moda XS, which is still available these days. It's an on-ear headphone that's slightly bigger than this, but more sturdy than this, and has, microphone and some similar things as well as this. That one's better, significantly better sounding than the P5. So that's, I feel like, a better purchase. I really want to like this headphone. I think it's a very attractive looking headphone. It's not your typical headphone in terms of aesthetics, but I just can't stand listening to them for a long period of time. I think they're too bassy. That's one. And secondly, I don't think there's really an industry for small on-ears anymore, especially if they're as expensive as this one. If it better has to have a feature that is gonna make it stand out from the rest of the competition. And this one it just doesn't have any, so I'm not gonna be able to recommend it for anyone really. So that's it for this review. Do you own the B&W P5 S2 headphone? What are your thoughts about it? If you disagree with me, I'd like to hear your feedback in the comment section below. If you like this video, thumbs it up, subscribe for more headphone.ph videos, and and visit headphone.ph for the text version of this review. I'll see you guys next time.